Well now, something in this box wants out real bad. Let's go ahead and see if we can give it a little bit of help. Hi guys, Ted Rankin here, and today we are going to do an unboxing of a BMR Suspension K-Member. The model number is KM744. This is the premium version without the spring perches. This is their road race version, I guess you could say. Maybe a competitor to the Maximum Motorsports K-Member. And the reason why I went with this over the Maximum Motorsports is, well, there's a couple reasons. The cost, including the part plus shipping, ended up to be a pretty good deal. I got a 7% discount as well as free shipping. Maximum Motorsports offers free shipping on theirs as well. But the problem that I had is that I've already got the Maximum Motorsports forward offset lower control arms, and those move the wheels forward 3/4 of an inch, and their K-Member also adds another 3/4 of an inch, so you end up with your tires 1.5 inches forward. I like the 3/4 of an inch that I get from the lower control arms, but 1.5 inches is just too much for me. So if I got the Maximum Motorsports, I would have to get the standard lower control arms, and that would have added a lot more expense. So, you know, the other thing that is different between this and the Maximum Motorsports is that they retain the stock style mounting of the steering rack, where Maximum Motorsports has a solid mount. And I've already converted my stock to solid mount using the Maximum Motorsports method. So I'm going to have to go back to stock mounting, but I can get some Delrin mounts. There are some solid mounts from Steeda, but they are offset. I want the stock center mount. So the other thing that is interesting about this is that you can get them in 2 different colors. They come in red or hammer tone black. And I went with the hammer tone black because I already have the black lower control arms. But also, if you've ever bought anything that is really beautiful, painted nicely, and you put it underneath your car and you drive it for a while, it gets junked up real quick. And so this will just hide road grime and gunk and anything like that. I mean, it's really pretty when you pull it out of the box, but you know, honestly, after a while, it looks like garbage, and you'll look at it in a few days and you'll think, man, this is a mess. So let's get to the unboxing. I'll try to show you some of the welds and you know, whatever else we can kind of figure out from, you know, just what the quality is on this just by looking at it. So hold tight and we'll get to the box right now. So one of the first things that I noticed when I got this package was that the part was already busting through, and just from looking down inside of the package, it doesn't look like there's any kind of packaging that went around or on or anything to try to keep this from getting beat up in transit. Probably not a big deal since it's all just one big piece of metal essentially, but let's see how it looks once we get the box going. Alright, so let's start pulling this thing apart. Here we go. So this is what she looks like. There's, I don't know what that was or what it was supposed to do, but it didn't do anything. So out it goes. Here's some mounting hardware, a little bit of protection there, a little bit of protection there. And well, let's see. It doesn't want to quite come out of the box that easy. So let me pull this thing out and we'll get it up on the bench and take a look at it. But there it is. That's how it comes. Definitely nothing special on the packaging. Okay, so got her set up on the bench here, and I should be able to pull this stuff off pretty easy. Pull this off pretty easy, I think. That aside for now. So I think the only reason why I would have got this in red is just so you could see the welds easier, but everything looks pretty good. Welds look nice and solid. Pretty good. I mean, not all boogered up or anything. I mean, not that I was expecting it to, but looks pretty good. It's interesting. Let's see, real nice gussets in here. Kind of hard to tell because of the black on the black, but there you go. Looks all good back up in here. You know, it's got this bracing in along here and here. Should be very good. Yeah, it looks good. Motor mounts look all really good and solid. Gusseted on this side. Huh, interesting. I'm not quite sure why. This has a brace and this side doesn't. Why? Is that an oversight or is that a design done intentionally? And then here's what I was talking about, the steering rack mount. This is the old style, whereas Maximum Motorsports, you just mount directly to it using their solid mounts. So this goes away. And the other thing that I'm a little perplexed about, I thought this was supposed to be an inch. So if you are setting up your car and you've lowered it, what's going to happen is you're going to see your lower control arms, instead of being like this, they're going to end up doing this because you've lowered it. And Maximum Motorsports gives you a full inch, and I measured this, and this is not even 0.75. I think it's 0.7 is what it measures out to. So that might help, but I don't know if it does what I wanted it to do. I thought this was going to be a full inch. So I think I've lost 1/4 of an inch here. I can run the extended ball joints. I've already got a brand new set that I haven't used. I can put those on too, but I thought I was going to get it all here. Yeah, I'd say the only thing that's kind of weird right now is this. Got this, but not over here. Yeah. So there you go. That's what it looks like. And I just got to do a little bit of recon on this to see if I've got something that's missing or not, I guess. So what's going to end up, this is going to go into my 2003 Mustang GT that I'm setting up for doing some open tracking on. It's supercharged with a Kenny Bell. It's got pretty much all Maximum Motorsports suspension underneath it right now. Panhard bar, torque arm, coilovers front and back. The shock tower brace, you know, it's pretty well sorted on that stuff. So I guess my next video will be putting this in. Doing a real quick edit here. Something that kept me up last night was the distance between the two holes right here. And what's concerning me is that webbing right there, that's like 0.06 inches. I mean, it is super thin. And if you're doing hard cornering, if you hit something like, who knows, a pothole or something, if you're street driving this thing, is that enough? And then also, your bushing should have enough meat on it to sit without getting grooved. So the bottom part here, when you crank this thing down, even though you've got your metal sleeve in there, you're gonna have part of your bushing riding down in here, and that's gonna get deformed and push into that. So it's not gonna move freely. That's my thought. So here's how it measures right now. It's depends on where you take your measurement, but this one's like 058. Most of them are like 058, 060. So that could just be, you know, buildup of the paint, or you know. I gotta think about this some more. Seriously, I mean, I don't want to be the guy that's going into a corner, you know, hard braking from 100 down to 40. And there's a lot of load on those corners of your car as it stands, you know, with the weight of the car, just as it sits statically. Then you add in the spring or coilover in this case, and then you add some cornering load, heavy cornering load. This, I think, could be a real problem. That could be a weak fail point. Let me know what you think. Yeah, compared to the K-Member, this is packaged very, very well. Man, this blade's dull. Don't know how I did that. There we go. Let's see how this looks. So there it is in hammer tone. And the thing about this is, I think it mounts up farther towards the front of the car on the K-Member than the 2-point brace from Maximum Motorsports, or even like my Stiflers. I've got the 4-point from Stiflers, and the back portion of it mounts to the frame. The two inner points on the frame mounts of the lower K-Member, of the K-Member. So let's throw up that K-Member again, and I'll see if I can't give you an idea of what it looks like mounted up. So here's the K-Member again. And then here's the, so it's gonna go like this, all the way up here. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be a problem with a larger oil pan or not. Because the 2-point brace mounts all the way back here. Mounts all the way back here. I don't know, we'll find out, I guess. Yeah, the other thing is the instructions for the BMR K-Member, it just has you kind of bolt this thing in. It doesn't have any instructions for squaring it up like Maximum Motorsports does. Maximum Motorsports really has you go into great detail on getting it squared up to the rear. And I can do the same with this. I can find some points on here that make sense to use as reference and square to that, and I'll probably do that. But I'm really concerned about how this is going to mount. Is it going to interfere with my Canton oil pan? And there's no real way of knowing that until I get it in there, unless somebody's already mounted it. So if you've already done it, say something in the comments, let us know. So I guess that's kind of it for this unboxing and for the BMR until I get it mounted up in the car. So you can like if you liked this video, subscribe if you want to see more, and certainly feel free to put comments down below. Thanks for watching.